What's up, everyone? Welcome to another vlog. I am on my last day. Me and my girlfriend went to an Airbnb in Bailey, Colorado, which is about an hour away from where I live in Westminster, Colorado. So it's my 35th birthday tomorrow. Last year she did this for me too, where we went to a little mountain spot for a couple of days. Except it was freezing when we went last year. Like, we couldn't even leave the house. We couldn't even go walk around or anything. Going outside was almost like painful. But anyway, it's been like 50, 60 degrees every day that we've been here. I'll give you guys a tour in just a second. But I'm making breakfast right now because after breakfast, we're gonna head out and head back home. So we got I'll show you guys what we're making. I'm making some bacon here. And then I'll be making some eggs as well. Probably some over medium eggs. And that'll be like the morning snack, because I know when we get back, we're gonna go get lunch with her daughter, hang out. And so I'm about to eat this breakfast. I'm gonna finish cooking it up and then I'll give you guys a tour of the Airbnb. Alrighty, breakfast is finished. We've got some bacon and eggs here, nothing crazy. My girlfriend she ran to the store really fast to get a couple of things really quickly. Honestly, she's getting a lint roller because we're not supposed to have our dogs on the furniture. Obviously, they still got on the furniture. So we put blankets all over. We brought a bunch of blankets and towels. We put them all over the bed when we were sleeping, and then the couch when we were just chilling, but there is a little bit of hair on there, and she just doesn't want to get charged for any type of like cleaning fee. But all right, I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of this place. Don't mind the kind of like little mess stuff. That's our mess. Don't mind all that stuff. So here we have the kitchen area with a little, here, let's go. Let's go over there. Here's the kitchen area. We have the coffee nook here. It is also a tradition for us to make s'mores, which is why we have some s'more stuff right here. But we have a little coffee nook with some espresso packs or Keurig packs. We have a gas stove, a microwave because the one here doesn't work, a convection oven, a fridge, an island area with some bar seats. Perfect. Oops. Now, this fridge is pretty sweet too. It's digital, which I've never seen before. We also have like a little sitting area right here with a couple of seats. Those seats are actually pretty comfortable, honestly. I wish I had enough room in my apartment to have like a sitting area so I could like read or journal or play my guitar or whatever. It's kind of a tight fit, but I really appreciate a nice sitting area with another sliding glass door. So there's a whole wraparound deck area right here that goes all the way. Dang, I'm just not being a good camera person. It goes over here to the left with another screen door, right? And then it wraps around over here and then goes up these steps. There's a gate right there, which leads to the driveway area. And then this is all their land. It's about an acre. It goes down a pretty steep hill. It's kind of sketchy. We did not know that that was a thing when we got it, but it is what it is. The couch area, living room area with a TV, a little fireplace with some firewood. Ow, I just tripped myself. Here's the other side of the deck area. Kind of see like another house over there, but all right, stairs. That's the actual front door. And then we have a little half bath here. Pretty cool. And then toilet. All right, now let's go upstairs. I don't know how I feel about having a staircase without like some sort of guardrail. All right, you go up the staircase, and then you get to the top here, where there's another window. Lots of windows in this place. Got a mirror. I'm gonna turn on these lights in a second, but I'll show you guys the bathroom in a second. Here's the bedroom loft area. So you see a little gate that's kind of like loft. It's not completely closed off. We've got the bed, a couple more seats. And then that's a standing desk. It adjusts. So I did work on this for all about an hour on this vacation because I just took this time to just do whatever I wanted to do. And working on my stuff was not one of them, although it was a perk. When I first got here, I said, you know what? I could work while I'm here. Anyway, another little patio here with a couple of seats. It's completely closed off. This is the only way to get up to it unless you climb. But now check out this bathroom. All right. We've got 2 sinks here with 2 mirrors. I love that lighting above it. I like the down lighting. Another toilet, but look at this shower. It has the rainfall. Can you guys see that thing up there? Dang, super cool. All right, last but not least, we have the closet area. So you go through these doors here that are in the bathroom, and then you've got a couple of washers and dryers, some cupboards, a couple of robes we did not use, some more shelving, and a little spot to iron your clothes or whatever you got to do. So yeah, that's a rundown of the Airbnb that we're staying at, or that we're actually about to leave. Because like I said, I didn't work here at all. I just kind of just chilled and did my own thing. And that includes recording a vlog until I'm about to leave. So a lot of this is reminding me of, the times where I just don't take any space or time to myself. And I noticed yesterday when I was chilling for the entire day. So yesterday was the first full day we were here. And I ended up I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, yeah, I just haven't done anything I said I was going to do. I'm not showing up in the way that I wanted to show up, but with utilizing this time. And she was like, you literally never take time to yourself. It's okay to chill for a day. It's all right. So I worked on my stuff for just a little bit, but I really have to try to remind myself to take a step back when I need to take a step back and rest when I need to rest, because that's what this trip was for. This trip was to relax and to get away and to disconnect. So that was the best way that I could have utilized this time, was just to relax and spend time with my girlfriend, spend time with my dogs, disconnect from everything, not put too much pressure on myself to work. But my girlfriend's just getting back. We're about to eat and pack up the car, but I'll get back with you guys when I get home. We made it back home after the 2-night, 3-day Airbnb gift/getaway that my girlfriend got me. As you can tell, I still haven't unpacked. Look, there's stuff everywhere. Just kidding, there's Coco. I have stuff everywhere, all right? I still gotta unpack, which is gonna be my next goal. But just had lunch, super good, went to Panera Bread, got one of those half sandwiches with a cup of soup. And the thing is that a lot of people think that you can't eat out if you're working out and you're going to the gym to lose weight. They think that that's something that they have to sacrifice. That's something that they have to give up. When in reality, all you have to do is make better choices. And this is what I've learned about eating out on my fitness journey. So there have been so many times where I would make food decisions when I was really hungry. That's where it gets dangerous. If you're waiting until you're starving to eat food, you're going to go in with eyes bigger than your stomach. You're going to end up making yourself eat the food that you get because you're so hungry when you order it. And it's probably going to be not very healthy or aligned with your goals. You're going to get the loaded French fries and the triple cheeseburger with bacon and whatever the thing is. You guys get what I'm saying. When you're really hungry and you go into it super hungry, everything sounds good, especially really palatable food. It's hard to say no to that when you're starving. It's ingrained in our survival of our bodies as just humans, right? So when we wait until we're super hungry and then we make a food decision, it's probably not going to be a very good food decision. Think about somebody. Here's a good example. Think about somebody who is maybe they smoke weed, right? That's what they do on the weekends or at night or whatever it is. And you guys have all heard of the munchies, right? Someone gets the munchies and they are just eating. That's how I think of people making food decisions with a hungry brain. That only means you're just gonna eat stuff that doesn't align with your goals. So this is the superpower. This is a super trick that I like to use when I personally make food decisions. So working in restaurants for the last decade, it can be really hard to make food decisions. There's always food. There's always mess ups. There's always people didn't order that and you end up having to get rid of things or throw things away, but really sometimes the staff just eats it. It becomes a staff meal, whatever. Being around that, it's really hard to say no. The food's right in front of you. Most of the time, it's really palatable. And you just eat it. If you're hungry, you just eat it. Oh man, I'm starving. Oh my God, free food. We get free food mentality, this FOMO. Oh my God, I cannot pass this up. It's so crazy what our heads do. And I know that a big reason why it was hard for me to stay on track with my nutrition was because of that. Because I was working doubles, I was working 2 jobs. There's the point in time I was working 7 days a week. When I'm never home, it's really easy to just eat stuff at work. So that honestly, that set me back years by living that way, because I would make these hungry brain decisions on the food that I was eating. But I quickly realized over time, once I actually started tracking my food and packing my food, that something that I needed to do before I ate the food. So let's say I'm at that point where I'm hungry. The free meal comes out. The boss brings the pizza. The coworker brings the donuts or brownies, right? You're presented with this opportunity. First thing in your head says, oh my God, grab one, right? Oh my God, FOMO, grab one, free food, whatever. The thing that I started doing was I would start eating the food that I brought, even if it was just ground turkey and rice and vegetables, because let's be real, that doesn't sound the best. And when sitting side by side of the palatable food, the calorically dense food, and then the food that we bring, obviously we're gonna choose the palatable food, the calorically dense food, the fresh food, right? So what I would do is I would see that food and I would go get my meal right away from my backpack. Go get my meal right away and just start eating it. Because if you really are actually hungry, that food's gonna be okay. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna be able to eat a few bites or half of it or however much. I would tell myself, go eat this food, and if I still wanna take a few bites of this other food in about 20 minutes, then I will. And I'm telling you guys, 99.9% of the time, I didn't want to eat the food 20 minutes later. I had no desire because I wasn't hungry anymore. I ate the food that I wanted to eat. I wasn't having cravings anymore. Hungry brain will keep you guys stuck. So just make sure you're prepared for that. If you're in an opportunity where you're presented with food, or your boss brings this, or you go through a drive-through, or this, that, or the other, it is really hard to make that decision with the hungry brain, which is why I have the FAST method that I use. If you guys want to know what that is, just check out 3 or 4 videos ago. I made a video on the FAST method, how you can eat out and still stay on track. But we get hungry brain and we make poor decisions, and it happens. So it's easiest to just have a guideline that you eat by, and also to just bring your food and eat that instead right away. And touch back on if you want to eat that food in 20 minutes, the other food in 20 minutes. More often than not, you won't want to eat that food again. So with that being said, I'm going to get some of my stuff cleaned up here, unpack some stuff, put the dog stuff away. The kitchen's a mess. I checked my mail and it's just all over the counter. I just need to tidy up things a little bit. So I'm going to work on that, probably listen to some music, and then I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, this is so much better. I just finished cleaning up a little bit. The bags are no longer on the floor. Dogs are sleeping. Let me show you this little pumpkin. She is tuckered out. She was the rascal that got out of the fenced area that my girlfriend had to chase down the road, but she wasn't wearing the appropriate shoes, so she had fallen a few times. I have no idea this is going on. I'm inside on my phone. Literally had no idea that she was literally chasing Layla around this neighborhood in the mountains, in the woods. But anyway, my kitchen is still a little, I have this clutter right here. I need to organize that. It's just like knick-knack stuff. There's a few ornaments from the tree because the dogs, if you can't tell, the bottom of the tree is all smushed up because they decided they were going to play and run by the tree. And every time they run by the tree, it bends a little bit more. A couple more ornaments fall off. I just need to put it up, to be honest, but I feel way better about where we are now. Nothing better than a clean apartment, clean mind, always. If you guys have a lot of clutter in your apartment, there's a good chance you'll feel a lot better if you just clean everything up, throw away the trash, organize it a little bit, wipe stuff down, dust, vacuum. It's a game changer. I feel like every single time I clean my place, I just feel so much better. So long story short, we're coming up to the end of this vlog. I'm about to chill and watch TV for a little bit because I haven't had any time to myself the last few days. Although I love my girlfriend and we did spend time together and we were isolated in the mountains, I love my alone time to just recharge. That's just how I am. That's where I recharge the best and the most, is just chilling with me. And it took me a long time to get to that point. I remember when I was younger, I could not be alone. I could not just chill at home. I didn't want to live alone. I wanted to have roommates. more than just for financial reasons. I really wanted to be around people all the time. I could not be alone with my own thoughts, but it's also because I didn't know who I was. I had no idea who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what my hobbies were. I had such massive anxiety because I didn't know how to cope with anything, and I would just medicate myself. And I wanted to be around people. I wanted to hang out with women. I wanted to drink. I wanted to do drugs. I wanted to party. I wanted to live a chaotic life. And it's so crazy the 180 I've made since then. I never ever would have thunk that I'd be the type of person living such a simple life like I do now. But I love the simplicity. I love just spending my entire days doing things that I enjoy doing. Hanging out with my dogs, working on the things that I work on for my fitness business, for learning new things, reading books about things I'm interested in, keeping my little space clean. It's so crazy to think how far I've come. With that being said, I'm going to take some time to myself for the rest of the night, but I want to talk to you guys about something really fast. This is not a plug, but as some of you may know, I don't know if I've spoken about this very much in my other vlogs, but I have not been myself the last year and a half or so. I work more than I've ever worked right now. I've struggled with burnout. I've struggled with massive anxiety and depression. Me and my girlfriend broke up for about 3 months in the beginning of this last year, beginning of 2025, because of the amount of stress I was under, and I didn't know how to cope, and I blamed her for everything. So it's been a roller coaster just learning how to not only manage my emotions, but to take care of myself, set boundaries, focus on the things that I actually need to focus on and work on, take care of the things I need to work on, and also self-care. And a big part of that for me has been my sleep. My sleep has suffered so much in the last year and a half. And it got to a point where my sleep was shit. Even if I tried to sleep 9 or 10 hours, maybe I would sleep 9 or 10 hours, but it wasn't deep sleep. It didn't feel restful. I was still groggy and foggy during the day. Couldn't think, had no energy. Guys, flashback. Let's just dial it back a little bit to early 20s, early to mid 20s, even late 20s. Right? I'm about to be 35 tomorrow. January 7th is my birthday. I think about how back then I could just go, like off no sleep. I could just wake up and go 3 hours. I could party all night, get like 3 hours of sleep, and then go work all day the next day. And it is so crazy to me. I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to feel like that, but what I'm trying to say is that when I did slow down on the partying and I did start sleeping and I did get sober, I felt so much better. I could function. I had energy during the day. After work, if people were like, hey, let's go grab food, I would go grab food. It wasn't like, oh no. Now it's like I'm going home. I need to try to figure out how I'm going to sleep. Long story short, it got to a point where I knew I needed to figure out my sleep. I have to figure out my sleep because I'm going to go crazy. We're going on a year to a year and a half of just getting awful sleep. I haven't had, up until what I'm about to show you guys, the supplement that I'm taking, I haven't had one good restful night of sleep that entire time. And it's been hard because I'm going the hardest I've ever gone right now. I'm working the hardest with my business. I'm working the hardest at work. I'm working the hardest in everything that I do with going to the gym and things like that. Although I've taken a few weeks off of the gym because of my hand injury, whatever you want to call it. Let me show you guys this life-changing supplement that I've been taking. So I'm at Costco, right? I'm walking down the aisles. I'm looking for vitamin D because I see something that talks about how vitamin D helps regulate your hormones. And when your hormones are regulated, you feel better, okay? For mood, wonderful. I struggle a lot with PMS symptoms to the point where I'm pretty positive I have PMDD, but I'm not entirely sure because I haven't been diagnosed. So I struggle with my hormones. And the symptoms just hit me so hard for like a week and a half leading up to it. And then I'm a little bit irregular, like I'm starting like 24 days, which is almost 5 days early every month. It's just like everything is so wonky right now. So I was like, all right, maybe I need to take vitamin D to kind of regulate my hormones. Let's just try it out. Plus help my mood. That's awesome because I know I'm just kind of down all the time, okay? I go down the Costco aisle. And I see something called Nello Super Calm, okay? Next to the vitamin D packs. And I'm like, oh, this has vitamin D in it. Perfect. And magnesium, which I already do take sometimes to help a little bit with my symptoms and with relaxation, but I'm not very consistent with it, let's just be honest. But this also has ashwagandha and L-theanine. I've never taken L-theanine. I used to take ashwagandha, didn't notice a huge difference back then. But also, I didn't have as much stress back then. So maybe that's why, because ashwagandha is proven to lower cortisol levels, which cortisol is the stress hormone that causes you to gain belly fat and store belly fat. So everything all starts to make sense. Like, okay, maybe I should try this. So I drink it one night. I slept hard. Okay. It didn't make me groggy. It wasn't like a Benadryl where I popped it and I was like, all right, I'm out. Like, I need to go to sleep. I'm out. It was like I took it, did my reading, like chilled for a couple more hours, whatever, did my thing. And then when I went to sleep, I slept hard. And then when I woke up, I was like actually awake and not groggy. And kind of in a good mood, like kind of excited again. Like, it's weird. I've never experienced anything like this. So I'm like, okay, maybe placebo. Let me take it for another night. Same thing. Sleep hard, wake up the next day ready to go. And I'm just like, is this how normal people sleep? Like, do regular people sleep like this? Because I have missed this so bad. So about a week in to taking this, and I've just come to the conclusion that it's completely changed my life. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys. I'm not sponsored, obviously. I don't have any subscribers, but I have 17, I think. But I'm telling you guys, if you get a chance to take this, if you struggle with sleep, obviously do your research on the ingredients in here. Do your own research. Figure things out for yourself. But if it's something that you think would benefit you, I'm telling you guys, minimized my PMS bloat. Like, after 1 or 2 days of taking it, I woke up and all the bloat I had, I was like 3 days away from starting, was gone. Sleep is deeper. I'm in a better mood. I'm more relaxed. I feel like my mantra, and my girlfriend thinks it's so funny, but my mantra the last, like, since I started taking it, she'll like tell me something that usually I'd get like annoyed about or frustrated about, and I'll have a completely different reaction, and she kind of, looking at me side-eyed. And I look at her, it's so funny. I'm just like, I'm just a chill girl. And she thinks it's so funny. She's like, you are a chill girl. So that's kind of like my mantra since I start taking this. I'm a chill girl. So anyway, game changer, take care of your sleep. Take your supplements. There's a lot of stuff that used to be in our diets that is no longer in our diets. Food is changing. Everything's changing. You need a supplement. You're going to need a supplement if you want to live a healthy and fulfilling life. And you want to feel your best, you want to sleep your best, you want to function at your best, you want to be sharp, you don't want to be foggy, all of those things. So, guys, take care of your sleep. I recommend Nello 1,000%, to the point where, like, I'll probably be getting this for people for their birthdays and Christmases and stuff. Like, this will be their gift from me type stuff. So, anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys because it has impacted me in such a positive way, and to the point where it's like, almost get emotional thinking about it because I feel like I was just suffering for so long for no reason. So you guys don't have to suffer. Take care of yourself. Take the supplements you got to take. Do your research before you take anything, obviously. And yeah, take care of you. I'm going to just chill out for the next little bit. It's been a crazy day with traveling and grabbing lunch and cleaning and doing this and doing that. The dogs are passed out and I might join them. I'm just going to chill, maybe put on a movie and just kind of relax for the next little bit and wind down from this trip that I took. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Go to Instagram and DM me if you have any questions about nutrition, supplements, working out, motivation, consistency, literally anything, guys. I'm here for you. Let me know if you need anything at dianarauer.fit on Instagram. Hit me up. I'll also put it in the description just so that you guys can see it. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye.